Hey everybody, I wanted to leave you with a video before I leave on Friday evening. I always say a quick video, but we all know better than that because I like to talk. So it's probably not a quick video, but I'll try to leave it right under 5 minutes. One of the topics I wanted to discuss with you today was this idea of blended learning. It comes from Module 13, in which you were asked to think about blended learning and then post a video and reflect on that video. You had some really interesting videos. What I find to be interesting as well is this very broad terminology that happens within education. If it's not an acronym, which there's 1,000 of those in education, there's very broad terminology in which we self-define. Even when there is a definition, I think it gets muddied and we just start defining it how we see it. So blended learning for me is a little bit different than some of the ways that you described it. I'm not saying you're right, I'm right, we're wrong, etc. But a lot of you described blended learning as I see flipped learning. To me, blended learning is something that really happens in the classroom, and it's something that, yes, you are a facilitator, etc., with regard to your part of it. But to me, flipped learning is the learning that goes on outside of the classroom that you bring back, facilitate assessments, drives your curriculum, makes you more of a facilitator than a lecturer in some cases. It depends on your model. Blended learning to me is bringing in a variety of tools to engage your learners, to facilitate the curriculum and push it forward, which almost sounds the same as flipped, but it is definitely different. So as I read through some of your reflections, that's the only thing I would note. And again, I'm not saying you're right, I'm right, etc. That's just my personal preference to define flipped and blended as a little bit different. As far as some of the videos that you posted, they were really interesting. I watched the one from Lawrence Public School District that Jeanette went ahead and posted. I really like that one. I have some personal ties with the Lawrence District here in Kansas. Allison posted a really nice one on what does blended learning look like in the classroom? What could you expect? It's going to probably look like planned chaos as students are working in groups, and you really are facilitating this idea as far as bringing in tools into the classroom. Some of you just defined blended learning as only technologically based, blending in technology with your current curriculum, and that's completely fine. Again, I think what we have to think about when we say blended learning is that it's like a lot of things in education. When I say the word curriculum, I can guarantee all of us, all 27 of you and all one of me would probably give it a different definition. We would be somewhere in the ballpark, and that's kind of what I've seen with regard to this idea on blended learning. What I really appreciate is that you all did have your own idea and answer as far as how you saw blended learning. I like that there's not group thought or group thinking that's being engaged in this class, and that you have your own ideas, your understanding, you take the video, it maybe twists or updates the way in which you see it, and then you reflect on that. And I think that holistically is such a powerful thing in education, and that you have your own skill set or knowledge, and you're basically tweaking it based on things you read, videos that you see, and other people's posts in this class. So I think that is a very interesting model, and it's actually blending your learning. If you think about it in this very abstract way, you're actually blending yourself into your own learning by watching videos. And that is one mode of blending your learning, is bringing in different tools. It could be something like videos. It could be something to engage students who are in gaming, who are interested in gaming. But I think moreover, when we talk about blended learning or flipped learning or any type of strategy in our classroom, regardless of what tool we're going to use, it comes back down to this very basic principle that I've discussed before, and it's about knowing your students and really solidifying those relationships with them, and the importance and the value of the social and emotional learning aspect of building trust, building respect that goes both ways, admitting to your students. I'm not sure you have to share every little tidbit about who you are as an educator on a personal sense, but to share those stories with them that make you a human being first, and then a teacher second. I think those are what students want to know, especially those students that do or are hesitant to engage in your class or feel misunderstood. It can be small stories that you connect with them, that all of a sudden they really start engaging in your class, and then the tools that you do want to use or utilize in your classroom really can be successful because you're engaging all students, not just 85 to 90%. So again, I think I come back to a very central theme, which is knowing who your students are, knowing who your learners are, building that relationship first. And I think most initiatives in your classroom, whether it's a flipped approach or blended approach, or whether you're doing a new cooperative learning activity that you've never done, if you don't know who your students are, it's going to be really hard to connect with them regardless of what tool you're using in your classroom. So I wanted to leave you with that. It is just a little over 5 minutes, and I promise I am done. So I will see you later. Lastly, I wanted to let you know I am putting in some grades at this very minute. Before I leave, I wanted to make this video. This weekend I'll be putting in a few grades, but Monday is free and clear. I have one meeting, and I'll be grading all day. Week 5 here has been the quintessential week on a college campus where all the committees are meeting and really starting to get stuff kicked off for the year within a university setting, a college setting, and department level setting. So lots of meetings. So it's kind of shortened my week to grade. Anyway, have a great weekend. I will talk to you soon, and take care. Bye.